The US and Israel have launched a joint attack on Iran, with President Donald Trump declaring major combat operations are underway.
In particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon, and we can't take it anymore.
America just sent Iran missile program to hell. 4 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers flew non-stop from the United States to Iran, dropping dozens of 2,000-pound bombs on underground ballistic missile sites. Iran built these facilities deep underground, thinking depth equals safety. Reinforced bunkers, hardened tunnels, command centers buried where American bombs supposedly could not reach. And then B-2s flying 30-hour missions from Missouri punched through all of it. 4 bombers confirmed returning home via the Strait of Gibraltar, speaking with air traffic control after obliterating Iranian targets. This was not reconnaissance. This was annihilation. This represents the largest bunker-busting operation in military history. And Iran underground missile infrastructure just became their tomb. Before we reveal what weapons the B-2s carried and why 2,000-pound bunker busters were chosen, which underground missile sites were hit, and why missile production now matters more than nuclear targets, how they flew 30 hours undetected with KC-46 support from Lagos Air Base, how this differs from Operation Midnight Hammer, and whether Iran missile program is permanently crippled, every bunker, every missile site, every detonation. Share this immediately, because when stealth bombers fly round-trip missions from the United States to obliterate underground bases, this is not a raid. This is obliteration. Here is what 4 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers accomplished, and why this mission represents capabilities no other military on Earth possesses. 4 B-2A Spirit bombers flew non-stop from the United States to Iran to attack targets belonging to the regime. 4 bombers round-trip from continental United States. No forward staging, no warning. An unnamed United States official confirmed to Fox News that 4 B-2s dropped dozens of 2,000-pound bombs on underground ballistic missile sites in Iran. Dozens of bombs, each weighing 2,000 pounds. All targeting facilities Iran built specifically to survive American airstrikes. The 4 aircraft part of the Pro-41 flight were flying over the Strait of Gibraltar on their way back to Whiteman Air Force Base. Mission complete. Bombers already heading home while Iranian missile sites still burned underground. Think about what weapons were used and why 2,000-pound bunker busters are the perfect tool for destroying underground missile facilities. The use of the B-2 for the strikes in Iran does not necessarily mean that the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator was needed. The bomber can transport a payload of over 40,000 pounds, which could include either up to 8,500-pound GBU-38 Joint Direct Attack munitions, 16 2,000-pound GBU-31 JDAM, or 16 AGM-158 Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff missiles. Each B-2 carried dozens of 2,000-pound bombs, not the massive 30,000-pound penetrators used in June 2025. The mention of underground sites would point to the use of the GBU-31 V3 BJJ dam, which is based on the 2,000-pound BLU-109B bunker buster. The BLU-109 hardened steel casing designed specifically to penetrate reinforced concrete and detonate inside bunkers, perfect for destroying missile production facilities that do not require the extreme depth penetration of nuclear sites. Now look at the mission profile, and why flying 30-hour round-trip missions from the United States proves American strategic reach is unmatched. The 4 aircraft were flying over the Strait of Gibraltar, similarly to previous missions such as last year Operation Midnight Hammer. Same route, same operational security, same outcome. Iran never saw them coming. Their flight was supported by a number of KC-46 tankers, of which one confirmed that the Pro-41 flight included 4 aircraft, multiple aerial refuelings, KC-46 Pegasus tankers, meeting B-2s over the Atlantic, over the Mediterranean, keeping bombers airborne for 30 consecutive hours. It is worth noting that the pro call sign is often associated with tankers. The KC-46s are said to have used the RCH or reach call sign for this mission. Deception even in radio communications, using tanker call signs for the bombers, making anyone listening think they were tracking refueling aircraft instead of attack bombers loaded with bunker busters. Here is what the tanker support operation looked like and why staging from the Azores was essential to mission success. 5 KC-46 Pegasus tankers departed Liges Air Base in the Azores, with one possibly being a spare. 5 tankers minimum confirmed. Tankers captured in a video showing a 30 seconds minimum interval takeoff from Liges Air Base. MIDO minimum interval takeoff. 5 massive tankers launching 30 seconds apart. Maximum operational efficiency. This would be another aspect which reflects previous round trips from Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri and back. Tankers are often staged at Lajes or Naval Air Station Rota, Spain, from where they are launched to meet the bombers during their crossing of the Atlantic Ocean. Lajes, Rota, forward stage tankers positioned to intercept B-2s over the Atlantic. Refuel them mid-flight. Send them toward Iran with full fuel tanks. Think about what this strike package targeted and why underground ballistic missile sites matter more than nuclear facilities right now. 4 B-2s dropped dozens of 2,000-pound bombs on underground ballistic missile sites in Iran. Ballistic missile sites, not enrichment facilities, not reactors. Missile production and storage bunkers. Iran nuclear program was already crippled in June 2025. When 7 B-2s dropped 14 massive 30,000-pound penetrators on Fordo and Natanz. This strike targets what Iran planned to use for retaliation: their missiles, their launch infrastructure, their underground production lines. Destroy the missiles and Iran cannot threaten American forces, cannot hit Israel, cannot close the Strait of Hormuz. Now look at what happened simultaneously with these B-2 strikes and why coordinated attacks destroyed Iran's entire strategic infrastructure. United States Navy. Tomahawk strikes from submarines in the Arabian Sea destroyed the Karg Island crude export terminal, Iran largest, handling 1.8 million barrels per day, and the Bandar Abbas naval base underground fuel bunkers. Karg Island obliterated 1.8 million barrels per day, gone. High-resolution post-strike imagery shows the entire export complex engulfed in multiple uncontrolled fires, with thick black smoke plumes visible from space. Fires visible from space. Karg Island burning. This infrastructure degradation creates an immediate supply shock of 1.8 million barrels per day of Iranian crude from the global market. Iran economic lifeline severed. No oil exports, no revenue, no funding for missiles or proxies. Here is what happened at Bandar Abbas, and why destroying fuel reserves cripples Iran military capabilities for months. At Bandar Abbas, the underground bunkers suffered catastrophic breaches, with thermal imaging confirming loss of approximately 60% of stored fuel stocks and extensive flooding in connecting tunnels from ruptured lines. 60% of fuel reserves destroyed, tunnels flooded. Ongoing United States and Israeli air dominance continues to prevent any meaningful repair mobilization, while sanctions block access to specialized replacement equipment. Iran cannot repair what they cannot access, cannot replace fuel they cannot buy, their navy sites in port. Aircraft cannot fly sustained operations. All because underground fuel bunkers got breached by submarine-launched Tomahawks. Think about what makes this B-2 mission different from Operation Midnight Hammer in June 2025, and why the change in targeting proves strategic shift. June 2025, 7 B-2s, 14 30,000-pound GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators targeting Fordo and Natanz nuclear enrichment facilities buried 300 feet under mountains. February 2026, 4 B-2s, dozens of 2,000-pound GBU-31J dams with BLU-109 bunker buster warheads targeting underground ballistic missile sites. The nuclear program is already crippled, cannot enrich uranium when centrifuge halls are collapsed and burning. This strike eliminates Iran's ability to retaliate. Missile sites destroyed. Launch infrastructure obliterated. Iran built these facilities underground specifically to survive airstrikes. America just proved depth does not equal safety when B-2s carry precision bunker busters. Now look at what United States Central Command revealed about other weapons used in Operation Epic Fury and why this represents the most advanced strike package ever assembled. Images and videos released by CENTCOM showed capabilities employed throughout the first day of combat operations, including the United States Army new precision strike missile launched from an M142 High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, PRSM. Precision strike missile, first combat use, launched from HIMARS, hitting Iranian targets with pinpoint accuracy. Other capabilities include RGM-109, Tomahawk land attack missiles, with one Tomahawk appearing to be painted in a glossy black coating, reminiscent of the one used on the AGM-158C long-range anti-ship missile. Black Tomahawks, low observable coating, first time ever photographed in combat stealth cruise missiles. Here is what Israel struck simultaneously, and why coordinated American-Israeli operations maximized damage. A parallel Israeli strike package using F-35I Adir aircraft with Spice 2000 glide bombs neutralized the Arak heavy water reactor complex and the Isfahan uranium conversion facility. Arak destroyed, Isfahan obliterated. In the east, Israeli drones and standoff missiles eliminated the Parchin military research complex, suspected warhead design site, and two previously untouched solid fuel missile production lines near Semnan. Parchin, where Iran designed nuclear warheads, Semnan, where they produced solid fuel missiles, all destroyed in coordinated salvos. America hit the missile sites. Israel hit the warhead facilities. Complete dismantlement of Iran's strategic weapons infrastructure. Think about what these strikes prove about stealth technology and why Iranian air defenses failed completely. The 4 B-2A Spirit bombers flew non-stop from the United States to Iran. 30-hour missions through international airspace over the Mediterranean into Iranian airspace. Iran integrated air defense network never detected them. No fighters launched. No surface-to-air missiles fired. The bombers were heard speaking with air traffic control while on the way back to the United States after completing the mission. Mission complete. Targets destroyed. Bombers already over Gibraltar heading home. Iran found out about the strikes when the bombs detonated. Now look at what United States forces are doing right now and why America is already replacing weapons used in this strike. The United States Air Force awarded Boeing a $61.55 million contract to replenish GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator bunker buster weapons following their operational use against Iranian nuclear facilities. $61 million for new bunker busters. The United States Air Force is finalizing a contract valued at more than $100 million with Boeing to replace GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator bombs expended during operations. $100 million total. America used bunker busters on Iran and immediately ordered more because there are other bunkers, other underground facilities, other regimes thinking they are safe if they bury their weapons programs deep enough. Here is what casualties reveal about the asymmetric nature of this conflict and why Iran cannot sustain this fight. CENTCOM announced that 3 United States service members have been killed in action, and 5 are seriously wounded as part of Operation Epic Fury, with several others sustaining minor shrapnel injuries and concussions. 3 American deaths. 5 seriously wounded. Iranian authorities reported more than 200 deaths and hundreds of injuries from United States-Israeli strikes, including civilian casualties. 200 Iranian deaths minimum. Supreme Leader Khamenei reported killed. Dozens of IRGC commanders eliminated. Nuclear facilities destroyed. Oil infrastructure obliterated. Missile sites cratered. And America lost 3 service members while Iran lost its leadership and strategic infrastructure. Think about what Iran retaliation accomplished and why hitting American bases proves they cannot reach the bombers. Iranian missiles struck the United States Navy 5th Fleet Service Center in Bahrain as part of retaliation against American and Israeli operations. Bahrain hit. 5th Fleet headquarters damaged. Iran hit 2 commercial VLCCs in the Strait of Hormuz with 1 vessel listing and on fire. 2 tankers struck. Oil markets disrupted. Houthi ASBM sank a Greek flag tanker off Yemen, while Hezbollah fired 200-plus precision rockets into northern Israel. Proxies activated Yemen, Lebanon, Iraq, all launching attacks, but none of them touched a B-2 because the bombers flew from Missouri, dropped their bombs, and flew home. Iran can hit bases, can strike tankers, cannot reach the platforms that destroyed their strategic infrastructure. One thing is absolutely certain. 4 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers flew non-stop from the United States to Iran, dropping dozens of 2,000-pound bombs on underground ballistic missile sites. United States Navy Tomahawks destroyed Karg Island crude export terminal handling 1.8 million barrels per day. Israeli strikes neutralized Arak reactor, Isfahan conversion facility, and Parchin warhead design complex. This represents the largest bunker-busting operation in military history. Iranian air defenses never fired a shot at the B-2s. So, here is what happens next. Iran built underground missile sites thinking depth would protect them. America flew bombers 30 hours from Missouri and obliterated them with precision bunker busters. Iran oil exports are gone, fuel reserves destroyed, missile production crippled, nuclear program already demolished in June, and B-2s are already home. While Iranian facilities still burn underground, Iran can activate proxies, can launch missiles at bases and tankers, cannot touch bombers they never detected. This is not degradation of Iran military capabilities. This is annihilation. Stay tuned.